Hey guys, day 171, and I am doing ribs this weekend. It is a Saturday morning, it's about 7:45, and these are gonna go on my smoker. I've been craving ribs, and you know what? I can do these healthy, or very healthy. Number one, pork meat is not that bad in the first place. Number two, these are gonna cook for 6 hours. This fat is gonna render off, plus I'm gonna trim them all up to start with. And there's going to be no salt or sugar in this rub, so it's not going to be bad whatsoever. And my side, I'm just doing tons of roasted mushrooms, so that is going to be delish. First step I got to do with these is remove this membrane, trim them up, then I'm going to put the rub on, and then they'll be ready to go out on the grill. Got my charcoal starting. Had just enough for one chimney. I'm going to have to go out and get some more while this is going. My first stage is going to take 3 hours, so I got plenty of time. Those should be ready in about another 10, maybe 15 minutes. So I got to hurry up and prep that meat. Here's my rub that I made. I got black pepper, chili pepper, chili or red chili pepper, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. Beautiful layer of flavor. There we are, all trimmed up, ready to go. Just a little bit of surface fat that I leave on. That is all going to render off during cooking. Got the membrane removed off the back. I'm going to go ahead and put my rub on now. And I trim mine up. I prefer them in between short rib and St. Louis style. I take off the top bone, but I leave on the top flap of meat, because this is a big chunk of meat here to waste if you do it St. Louis style. And I have a rack where these are going to go on, and I can comfortably fit 3. I'm only doing 2 today because this is going to take me long enough to get through, probably a good week. But these will go on their side, so that flap just kind of flips over a little bit, but it still cooks very evenly, so I don't have to worry about that. But I can't do the full short rib. I have to take off this top bone part here. That really screws up the rack. I can only do one at a time if I leave everything, a full rack of short ribs. There's the start of stage 1. You can see the rack where I could fit another 2 on there pretty easily. The only thing you have to be careful about is getting them too close to the coals, because you do want to cook these indirect. I got the bone side facing the most heat. Now this is going to it's going to start at about 250, and at the end of the 3 hours, it's going to be down closer to 2 1/4, maybe a little bit under. I'm not going to add any coals until stage 1 is done. After that, I take these off and I start stage 2. I'm going to put on a fresh hot chimney, and they'll go for another couple hours after that. And here you can see the flap bent over. That's the only downside to not trimming them St. Louis style. So as long as you're doing 1 or 2 and you have plenty of room in there, you do have to trim off just the very edges. You can see that I did cut off the tiny little thin pieces. That's only because they'll cook unevenly and they'll get very tough and overdone, and you can't eat it anyway, so might as well just get rid of it. Alright, well, I gotta make a run to either Home Depot or Sam's or whoever has charcoal on sale, because I need some more. Man, loving the green. It rained again all night. Roof's still dripping. I mean, not leaking, it's dripping out here. It's still wet. Awesome. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go to the store and I'll go for a ride in a bit. Well, we're an hour in. I was just about to go to the store. I figured I'd take a look at the ribs, and man, they are smelling good out here. Alright, starting to get a little bit of a color. Got some steam coming off. Looks pretty good. Don't want to lose too much heat there. Stick that back on. Alright, I'm going to go to Sam's for the charcoal. Home Depot didn't have anything on sale, so I'm going to get the 2 big 20-pound pack. And while I'm going over that way, I might as well stop by the post office. This is 180 some cigars that are going out to the winner of the last cigar lottery that I just drew last night. So he will be very happy with that. That's over 6 boxes worth of cigars. Great haul. There we go. 40 pounds of charcoal, 18 bucks. $2 less than Home Depot. Woohoo! Bah! Post office fail. They're only open 2 hours a day on Saturday. I gotta wait. I gotta come back. They're only open 10 to noon. You know, that brings up a good point. When do they expect people that have 9 to 5 jobs to actually use them? They close at 4:30 on weekdays They're only open 2 hours on Saturday. That's the only window on the weekend. Pretty dumb. Well, I'm back home, and I was going to say, wow, the mail came early. I'm expecting new business cards today. But this is from FedEx overnight. I have no idea what this is, and I don't recognize the return address. Oh, unless it's my lens. Ooh, might be. No, it's not my lens. It's just cigars. I cannot believe somebody spent this kind of money to enter the cigar lottery. Dude, what are you doing? FedEx and overnight. This is all you need to enter, guys. This is the easiest way. Flat rate priority box, comes with tracking and insurance, less than $6. That's all you need. You can fit 10 cigars in these things. It's what I use for just about everything going out. I go through lots of boxes, dirt cheap. But oh my God, I mean, this must have cost you 20 bucks at least, probably 25 to mail in these cigars. And you didn't even make it. You're in 14, buddy. 2 hours in, let's take a look and see how we're doing. Getting there, getting there. Looks like a nice texture. The meat's tightening up a bit. Sweating. Looking good. Getting some nice dark color. Another hour, and I'll be ready for step 2. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go for a ride now before it gets ridiculously hot. It's already very steamy out. realize after doing this right after the jog yesterday, I am sweating just as much in these rides. I just don't quite notice it because I got the wind. It really helps evaporate it off my arms and my legs, but my head is still absolutely drenched. I was so sweaty yesterday, my socks were soaked. Didn't realize it till I took my shoes off, but they're kind of moist today. Whew, another good workout. A lot of yard sales out there. It's a Saturday morning, so it's a good time for it. Usually they do pretty good around here. Lots of retirees, obviously, and they love to hit them on the weekends. But they get them really early. The smart ones will open up 5, 6 o'clock. Because the old farts don't like to come out midday. They don't like the heat. They don't like the traffic. So they're kind of dying out about now as far as numbers go. Ooh, how'd I get so bright? Anyway, shower time. And then I'm going to check the ribs and head on back over to the post office. Okay, we are ready for step 2. They smell great. I've got them here back inside, obviously. The meat itself, it's still tender on the outside, but it's starting to firm up. Got some great color, but we don't have anything pulling back off the bone. So, to finish cooking, what we're going to do is add some moisture. I've got some mango juice here. You can also use apple juice for very good results. And all we have to do put a little juice over it and wrap it up. Yeah, I'll seal it better here with 2 hands, but the point is you want to seal it so that moisture turns into steam, and these are going to go right back onto the grill. And these are going to sit on here indirect again for another 2 hours. Now these coals are winding down. It's getting just below 200 under this grill, so I'm going to fire up a new chimney, pour the coals in there, and that'll take us through the rest of it. Alright, package away. Figured I'd run up to the post office here while those coals are heating up, so they should be ready to dump on as soon as I get home. We're at the end of stage 2 now. They've been on here wrapped up for 2 hours. What that did is tenderize and fully cook them. They are, at this point, fall off the bone tender. Now all we have to do is add a little bit more flavor. What I'm going to do is unwrap them, sauce them up very lightly, and I'm using a light barbecue sauce. You can use whatever kind of sauce or mop you like. I'm just using a Kraft light barbecue, very neutral. And we're going to basically just let that bake itself, render a little bit more of the juice out just for a half an hour. And then we're going to take them inside and wrap them and let them sit for another half an hour, and they'll be ready to go. This is how you can tell they're perfectly done at this point. What you're looking for is the meat pulling back off the bone. I've got a good ½ inch pulled back, bone is exposed. This is just fall apart tender. I've got to be careful taking it out of this wrapper. Now the juice you see is partially fat that's rendered out, so this is quite healthy. We're now going to let that just drain down into the barbecue, and it's also leftover mango juice. So everything is going to be absolutely juicy. That's why we don't need a lot of sauce. We're just going to layer a little bit on the top for flavor, but you have to be really careful doing this part. And there we've got the sauce on. It smells really good. Oh man, these are cooking up perfectly. You can see that there's not much on there, just a thin glazing basically. We just want that to sit on there and add a little layer of flavor. That's it. It's not for moisture. What I did is I poked a couple little holes to let all the juices drain out. Then I'm going to leave these open like this. Pull them off to the side as much as you can. And we'll let these cook another 20 to 30 minutes at the most. We just want this sauce to get basically a little baked. And that's it. And we'll pull them inside. Okay, well I think I got the last of the deliveries today. FedEx overnight, FedEx ground. Mail just came. I'm not expecting anything UPS. These should be my new business cards. Excited to see these. I love the ones that I did for cigar obsession for the show. And these are just new ones for my photography site. Since it's been a couple of years since I designed the last ones, and I was running low and almost running out of my return address stamps, down to 4. So I ordered several hundred cards and a few hundred more return address stickers. A really good 40% off coupon, so I got everything for $60 shipped. That is a killer deal. Alright, let's see what we got. Cards. 2 packs of stickers. Very cool. Alright, let's check out the cards. This is tough with one hand. Come on. Got them banded together. There we go. Nice. I ordered extra thick, super glossy stock. Yeah, they got a nice sheen to them. Very nice feel, not too heavy. Just a little bit thicker than the average. One of my favorite shots, this was up in Belle Isle, Detroit, for a destination wedding I did. Alright, everything's spelled right, which it should be, because I've been using that same graphic for a little while now. Cool. Alright, I am happy. I now have a good supply of cards for the next year or two. Let's check out the return labels here. This is really tough with one hand. Just got some pretty generic ones. Shouldn't be anything exciting. They were like $4. Alright, yeah, they're right. Cool. Alright, well, that completes my day. Ribs are almost done, so I'll show you those before I kick you out for the rest of the day. They smell good. Oh, the black pepper is very potent. Beautiful looking ribs here. Absolutely fall off the bone tender. Now all I have to do, I've got a new sheet of aluminum foil, and we're just going to wrap these up. And they're just going to sit here on the stove. Reincorporate the juices, even the temps out a little bit, and then they'll be ready to eat. Nothing fancy here, just wrap them up to keep the heat in. That's it. 15-20 minutes, that's all you need. Now I'm going to go ahead and fry up the mushrooms, and that's it. Pretty easy. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. Fall off the bone tender, you can't even lift it up. Beautiful. Darn good for you too. Alright, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys tomorrow.